So the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. I've I've been meaning to share this message, and I'm very excited to share it. It's a very short one, and it's about the mystery that will come to an end before the seventh trumpet blows. Brothers and sisters, I don't know if you're ready. There is a mystery that the Bible says will be finished. There is a mystery that the Bible says will end. There is a mystery the Bible says will be completed before the seventh trumpet blows. That means there are things that we were previously unaware of that we will be aware of, will be made aware of. There is a mystery that will be become it will be made aware. We will be made aware of it rather. And it is happening. It is happening. There are things that we previously did not know that we are now knowing. They are awakening. We are awakening to the consciousness of something that we were previously unaware of. It's in scriptures. The Bible says in Revelations chapter 10, when the mighty angel, John sees the mighty angel coming down from heaven, and he put one foot on the sea, one foot on the land. He had a little scroll in his hand. He lifts up his hands to heaven and he swears. John is not allowed to write his words down, but John tells us what he hears the angel say. He's assuring John that before the seventh trumpet blows, there is something that we were not aware of that we will become aware of. And what has been dropped in my heart to mention is that that's what's happening right now. Unidentified flying objects that is highly disputed because people want to see more of it before they believe. I assure you, there are things that we will get to know that were kept away from us. And the reason why we were kept from knowing these things and the reason why we were distanced from these things is because this was how it was in the days of Noah. In the days of Noah, these mysteries were not a mystery in Noah's time. People were aware of whatever else existed out there. They were not just aware of it, they interacted with it. They exchanged DNA, they exchanged seed, they interbred, and it gave rise to different set of beings on the earth, which we refer to as the Nephilim. The problem was that as we interacted more and more, our human nature changed. So the more the interaction, the greater the change. The problem was that it was not a change for the good, it was a change for the worse. And as we changed, we lost our humanness. And the Bible says every inclination in the heart of a man's mind was towards evil all the time. And it saddened the Lord, it grieved the Lord that he made us. And so he destroyed that generation, he buried that civilization, and he kept us away from knowing, he kept us away from interacting with things that will change our nature. We're back there. The Bible says, in the days, as it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be in the days of the Son of Man before his return. The reason why he's coming back is to judge the generation that will revive whatever happened, that will bring back the days of Noah. So we have been kept from judgment because we do not know. So the Lord buried the civilizations and kept us away from knowing these things and interacting with these things and interbreeding with these things and changing our DNA and, you know, and getting whatever knowledge it was that changed us and shifted us away from the purpose of creation. Whatever it was that had the ability to, I don't know if the word is metamorphosize us, but whatever it was that basically, the word I'm looking for is probably, prob, but that changed. That word is changed. That changed us. Um, and 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 um and made us different. Made us hardened. It was not good for us. It was just not good for us. It was knowledge that we thought advanced humanity. It was knowledge that they thought advanced them on all fronts, but actually ended up making us less of humans and more of something else. And it cut us off from, it cut us off from the Lord. It strained our relationship with our Creator. And so the Lord buried that civilization. He kept that knowledge away from us, but we are back there. We are digging things out from the ground, and we are exploring, and we are examining DNA, and we are playing around with knowledge that is capable of taking us back to those times. And that's exactly what's happening now. In fact, just to add that if you go to the book of Daniel, when he talks about the kings of the north and the kings of the south and how they constantly in battle and at war with each other, he talks about how a certain king from the north will worship gods that his ancestors never knew about. And some interpretations say he will worship the gods of strongholds, you know. But if you look at the older translations, they say museum. And that sounds like museum, So if you check what museums are or what they were founded upon, you realize that they were fascinated. Museums are there to revive history and to transport us back to how things used to be then, which is not bad. But when people start digging up bones and extracting DNA and deciphering, you know, um, genetic materials of people who lived in the past, and then trying to recreate what it must have been in the past, and then trying to see if we can mix DNA and mix seed and what it will be like. It's that curiosity, that there's something about curiosity that can be beautiful, but there's also something dangerous there, because um, we can cross the line and and imagine, and then try to bring our imaginations to life. And so that's the times we're living in, where people have become very curious, but they've moved away from just being curious to actually experimenting, and moving from experimenting to actually, you know, reviving things that would give us, that will make us less of who we're meant to be. I don't know, I'm speaking, but I'm hoping that those who are meant to understand will understand what I'm saying. We are back in the days of Noah. We're back in the days of Noah, and things have happened, and things are happening, and things that have happened have been kept away from us. So we we have been shown certain things, but we have not been shown everything. Things have happened behind closed doors. Things have happened in darkness, and we have reached a certain stage where our experiments have become more than just an experiment. Our curiosity has developed from just being a curiosity to actually being reality that is capable of shifting us. Again, I speak in codes, but I'm hoping somebody can understand what I'm saying. We are back in the days of Noah. But the Bible says before the seventh trumpet blows, a mystery. There's a mystery that will come to an end. There is there is an understanding that we do not have that we will begin to have. But then this understanding would cause us to see and know who who belongs where. We will know we will be made aware of things that people have done basically, and how these things have changed us as human beings, and things that people could hide from others in the past will no longer be hidden. It will come to light, and we are the generation. We are possibly the generation that will be judged because of this. And as I was saying before, you cannot be judged if you do not know. And so a lot of people have been deceived because of other people's curiosity. A lot of people have been misled because of a few who have a different agenda. Um, and largely, we are sitting in darkness. The Bible says that the, the whole world sat in darkness, and they that sat in darkness have seen a great light. So a great light will shine, and we will know. We will be made aware, and we will be conscious of things that have happened in the past and things that are happening. We'll be made aware of the agenda of light, and we'll be made aware of the agenda of darkness. But sadly, after we've been made aware, sadly, people will still choose darkness. Even after these sightings become more and more frequent and we are made aware of what's out there, like in the days of Noah, people will still choose darkness over light. But this is a sequence of events. The mystery will be complete, as the book of Revelation chapter 10 says. The mystery will be complete. And then we will be made aware of things that are out there. We'll be made aware of things that people have done, people have tampered with. Will be made aware, people will be made aware of their origins, people will be made aware of where they come from, people will be made aware of whose they are, people will be made aware of who fathered them, people will be made aware of what's in their DNA, people will be made aware of all these things. And then life will just go back to normal. Basically, even in the midst of this revelation, even in the midst of these unveilings, life will just continue. Yes, there will be UFO sightings, there will be unidentified things that will become more and more prevalent and more exposed. There will be an exposure of all these things, programs that countries had, technology. People will be made aware of things, how DNA has been mixed. People will be made aware of their ancestry. All these things will come to pass. Come to light. They will come to the light, but life will still be going on. Babies will still be born. Wars will still take place. Um, People will still get married. Things will just be happening, and all these things will become more and more obvious to us in the midst of just a normal life going on. But after all these things have been made known to everyone, then people will have a decision. People will have to make a decision. Now you'll be aware. We'll be aware of what countries have done. We'll be aware of what countries generally stand for. And what we need to understand is that after this, before judgment comes, there will be a window of opportunity for people to move to the side of the Lord. So after you know what a country stands for, what programs have been running in that country, what agenda people have, when all these things come out, people will have a window of opportunity to move. So you have to actually move your whole family to the side of the Lord. And if your family does not want to move to the side of the Lord, you might have to make a solo journey. But you have to move to the side of the Lord. You have to make a shift. You have to make that destination to a place where people actually want to serve the Lord and want to be on his side. Similar to when Moses came down with the 10 Commandments, and he was shocked by what he saw the children of Israel do. He was about to bring judgment, but before he brought judgment, he wanted to know who was on the side of the Lord. So he asked the question, who is on the Lord's side? And then those who were on the Lord's side moved. So that's exactly how it is. We're back to those days where things have been happening in secret. and things have been kept a mystery from people in general, from a lot of people all over the world. As the Bible says, the beast sits on many waters. We've been kept in darkness for so long, but the darkness will come to an end, mystery will come to an end. We'll get to know who's on whose side, and then after choosing, then judgment will come. But the generation in which mystery will come to an end is the same generation that will be judged. So judgment will not come until the mystery has been made known. All right. Stay blessed.